Good morning, Charlotte golfers. Today I am coming to you from, I guess this would be considered North Charlotte. Today I'm up at Highland Creek Golf Club and I am very eager to see the golf course. It has been a number of years since I've been to Highland Creek. I can say I played this golf course back when it first opened. It had to have been in the early to mid 90s. So it has been quite a while, but I played the golf course probably 10 years ago. But I'm interested to see what has changed, the course conditions. So we're going to be looking like we normally do. We're going to look at the tee boxes, we're going to look at the fairways, we're going to look at greens. We're not going to necessarily do a hole by hole by hole. We're going to take a look at a lot of the holes. I might skip a few here and there, but I'm eager to see it. With that said, let's go take a look at Highland Creek. I'm inviting you to come along. First off, the golf course is going to play, I'm back here on the back tee. The golf course is going to play 7,043 yards from the back, 6,520 from the blue. The back tee is the gold tee. From the white tee, 6,001 yards. And from the, I guess it would be maroon or red tee, 5,080. So you've got 4 tees here at Highland Creek, and this is hole number 1. Looking back at the first tee, we're looking at the number 1 fairway. And I just wanted to get a general sense of how the first hole looks. Like, what are the conditions? How's the rough? How are the bunkers? What do the fairways look like? That kind of thing. And so far, so good. Bunker here looks good. Fairways look good. Let's go take a look at the green. We're approaching our first green. The greens here are bent grass. I do believe they're one of the only public golf courses here in Charlotte that still has bent grass. So if you are a fan of bent grass, this is going to be the golf course for you. As you can see, there's a lot of coverage. I haven't played bent in a while. Been very used to playing the Bermuda greens. Hey, so far so good. This looks really good. I clearly remember this hole. Par 5 is going to play right around 510 yards, give or take. Very challenging hole. You have to keep your tee shot out here to the left, and then the green kind of runs back away from you up to the right. And this is around number 2 green. I just ran into a couple of you, and you had asked me to talk a little bit more about the rough, especially for senior golfers who might not have the club head speed to get out of it. Said rough was a really big deal. So I wanted to take a look at this and show you. Let me see if I can make a footprint so you can see. I don't know if you can see that. The rough's not too bad. This morning I'm out early. It's very wet, as you can see, but it is Bermuda, so it's going to be pretty sticky, but it's probably an inch and a quarter, so not too terribly bad around this green. I'll keep taking a look around the rest of the golf course. Fairway bunker around number 2, well kept. You know, one of my rules, I just kind of look at the playing conditions of the golf course itself. And then we're looking at the second green. I'm actually out so early I've beat the mower. But with bent, one of the things I look for is, are there any bare areas? I know Harry Jones, before the new Bermuda was installed, had some bare areas, and it's really tough sometimes with bent grass. But as you can see, green's looking good. Yeah, so far we're 2 for 2. I'm liking what I see. I really like it when golf courses have something different than just your standard hole marker. And this is the third tee box. Or like to look at par 3s because this will show how the golf course maintains their tee boxes. Of course, there's going to be a lot more divots on par 3s than on holes where you use a tee with a driver or a 3-wood. Tees well maintained, a lot of grass. And seeing these holes for the first time in a few years is bringing back a lot of memories. The 4th hole, really good golf hole, about 490 yards from the blue tee where I am. But I'm telling you, my first impressions thus far. I'm on the 4th tee, so keep this in mind. First tee box, fairway green, check. Number 2 tee box, fairway and green, check. And number 3, check. The playing conditions of the golf course are really good. I'm very eager to see the rest of the golf course. Now, as you can see, you know, I've always said, what do the playing conditions of the golf course look like? One of the things I really like to take a look at is, you know, right around the tee boxes, are there worn out areas and areas that look like the golf course hasn't really been tended to? And so far, there aren't. There's no weeds that I see, so they've done a really good job of weed control. And walking out to the 4th fairway in the rough, once again, I'll highlight the rough. You can see I'm gonna put my foot down. This is the rough. It's not thick at all. So this is gonna be a very fair rough to hit out of. Bunker well maintained. Here's a look at the fairway. Let's run and look at 4 green real quick. The people that told me that Highland Creek had lost their greens or that they were just in bad condition, I'll let you be the judge. Leave me a comment. I don't know what I'm missing. I mean, seriously. I guess sometimes rumors get started. I don't know. But I'm looking at this and I'm honestly trying to assess what is it that they could have been saying was bad about these greens. They look awesome to me, especially considering we're in September. We just came out of the heat of the summer. I don't see anything wrong with them. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. They look good to me. This is number 5. I remember this being one of my favorite holes on the golf course. It doesn't play quite 400 yards, but it goes out and then to the right. This is a good golf hole. So this will be the first look at the fairways. And thinking back to some of the things I've been told about Highland Creek, you know, I think sometimes word of mouth and the rumor mill, people hear things and they just keep on perpetuating the rumor. Can be tough to recover from sometimes, but I mean, I'm looking at this. Let's take a look at these fairways. You guys know my general rule so far. Can you play the golf ball down? Do you have to touch the golf ball in the fairways? So far, you can play the golf ball down. Someone also mentioned to me that they consider growth in creeks to impact the condition of the golf course. For me personally, I couldn't disagree more. I guess you could get distracted with that. But if you have a creek, like there's reeds here just short of the green here on number 5. This is just a natural wildlife area, just like you would see at Myrtle Beach or anywhere like that. I mean, this is a waterway, but I don't really think that that impacts the way I view the golf course playing. I look at conditions like how this bunker is well kept, how I don't see any weeds in the rough. I'm looking for conditions that say, man, this place is not, they don't take care of this place. That's what I'm looking for, and I don't see that. So one thing you are going to see with bent is you've got to fix your ball marks properly. Look how big this green is. Holy cow. I just walked it off. This green is almost 40 yards deep, or excuse me, 40 steps deep. So I don't know if it's exactly 40 yards, but it's 40 steps from front to back. Fully covered in grass. I think my golf group's gonna have to add Highland Creek to the rotation. And once again, par 3 tee. Really good condition. I remember liking this hole. So I'm gonna jump ahead for the sake of time up to like 8 or 9. I'll take a couple pictures of greens and I'll include them here. Camera noise. And standing here on number 8T reminds me of an opinion I held a while back. And this is going back, 10, 15 years or so ago whenever I played the golf course often. I'm not sure that there's 2 finishing holes on a 9 better than 8 and 9 here at Highland Creek. Number 8 is going to play just under 400 yards at 393 or so. Then number 9 is going to play 400 yards. Challenging driving holes. Not a lot of room out there. Man, this golf course is looking really good. Let's take a look at the fairway, number 8. Let you see what you think. Man, this is such a good hole. You hit the fairway here with like a 3-wood or 5-wood or something. I'm at about 130 yards. This green is no joke. I'd be curious to know what you guys think. I have always struggled making putts on bent grass. I don't know if it's the way I putt. I don't know. But I'm so used to the Bermuda that I feel more comfortable on it now. I don't know. What do you think? You putt better on bent or Bermuda? And here's our first up close look of the greens. See if you can get a good angle on it. Every single green has full coverage. I mean, that's all you can ask for, right? Here's a look at number 9. Creek, lateral hazard, all the way down the left. Not a lot of room. I mean, this, like I've always said, this fairway looks more narrow than my driveway. Holy cow. I remember this being a very challenging hole. Doesn't look like much has changed. Then from the fairway on number 9 into this green, still not a lot of room. A drive is going to leave you right about where I am, which is going to be 125 from the green. For perspective, our tee is back here. There's the 150. You can see this creek just continues all the way up the left-hand side. You can see the green on 9 is rather small. I also wanted to give you a quick glance at the yardage on the scorecard. So to start the back 9, you've got 373 yards from here on the blue tee. Once again, you better drive the golf ball straight on this golf course. I failed to mention that, but I'm just driving around giving my first impressions. Man, there's not a lot of room to miss it here. Holy cow. And driving up here to number 10, back to you guys who ask about the rough, I'm going to say that I can tell a noticeable difference in the rough on 10 compared to the front 9. This is very dense, very thick, much thicker than on the front. But all in all, fairway's back down here, back where those guys are. So this hole plays uphill. Your second shot's gonna leave you about 130. Bunker's well kept, raked, green's in good shape. While we are walking up to 11 tee, I also wanted to mention tee times can be made at charlottegolf.com, and the rates are fairly easy to remember. $50 Monday through Thursday, $55 on Friday, and $60 on Saturday and Sunday, which in the Charlotte market, the most expensive golf course in this area that's public is right on 85, I think, $85 on the weekend. So I think that the golf course, from the conditions that I've seen, I think that is more than fair on pricing. I did want to mention for your seniors, respectively, the rates 40, 45, and 50. Stopped here on 12. This is a par 5, and I want to look back. Tee box is back here. I had to skip ahead because of some golfers, but you can take a look. There's not a lot of room to be missing the golf ball. This fairway can't be 25 steps wide. And from here, we have about 200 yards into the green, which is all carry over water. I'll go let you take a look at it. And I was just talking to one of the members out here who was out playing the back 9 by himself, and he gave me some insight. Said that they put the new greens in about 1.5 to 2 years ago. So I was a little off from my 3-year mark, but it's been about 1.5 to 2. He said that they've been working on a lot of aesthetic things around the golf course, like cutting some trees down and cleaning things up. So he agreed with me. All in all, the golf course is in really good condition. This might be my favorite hole yet. I had forgotten about this hole. When I got up here and I saw the pond, I remembered this golf hole. Man, I remember back where, this is the guy I was just talking to, back where he is, it's such a long carry all the way over here over that green. Man, oh man, this is pretty cool. Another thing you'll notice when you come out here is these gigantic fans. Years ago, when most of the golf courses had bent grass, these fans here, I'll show you, they run for airflow, so they keep the air circulating around the green. Look how good this looks. The more I see of this golf course, the more excited I am to get out here and play. I mean, the fringes and the chipping areas around the green, they just look so good. It's nice to see the golf course back in really good condition. Walking around this golf course is bringing up so many memories of holes that I had forgotten. This is 14. Man, you talking about having to drive it straight? 400 yards? You got to hit something out there to about the 150 marker? Man, I'm so pleased with the way that this golf course looks. I can't even tell you. And with every single hole, I get more and more excited to get a tee time booked and bring my golf group out here. And looking from about 170 into this green, I remember this hole, the green is very long, like maybe 4 or even 5 clubs. I'm gonna walk it off, but just take a look in general. Just take a look at how nice it looks. And I'm telling you, I had forgotten how straight you better hit the golf ball here. Here's that fan I was telling you about. They have 2 on this hole because it kind of sits back in this little, I call these hollows. I don't know what you call them. But once again, I'll step back here. I'm at the back of the green. That's where I was sitting right up here talking just a moment ago. Look how long this green is on your approach angle. This puppy is 45 steps deep. The encouraging thing is that with bent grass, if there was going to be a problem on a green, this would be it, because of all of this shade. See all these trees? All of this shade, because it's 9 a.m. and the sun hasn't even come up over the treetops. Typically, this would be the green that would struggle. I mean, not that I'm a horticulturalist or anything. But man, good times. And I stopped real quick on the left-hand hill on 14, I believe. Yeah, 12's the par 5, then par 4, so this is 14. Tee off back here. And this is a really good overview of this hole and how good it looks. I remember this. Every single hole I get to, I keep saying to myself, oh yeah, I remember this hole. And then I get excited looking at it. And then whenever I get up here and really start taking a deeper look at the hole, I remember, man, this hole is really difficult. I have said, oh, I remember this hole being really difficult on every single hole on the back nine. I'm telling you, man, this golf course is no joke. You better bring your game. This is a true test of golf. I'm over the moon. And as always, I think I saw this sign, please repair ball marks, at the Sifford Golf Course downtown. I'm going to remind you folks, do the superintendent a favor. Repair your ball mark and repair 2 others. That's the general rule. If you do that, we're never going to have an issue with the conditions on the golf course, especially on bend. Also remember, you don't pull up. You don't insert and pull up. I wish I had a ball mark repair tool. You don't insert and pull up. You push the ball mark in from the outer edges into the center of the ball mark. Also wanted to highlight very quickly, as I have at most of the other golf courses, the chipping areas around the green. I'm going to guess that there's going to be a lot of golfers missing greens around here. So this is to the left-hand side of the green. I just want to pan around so you can see. And then there is a noticeable difference on this side in the rough. There are spots in this, like right here. Oh, you can see the indentation of my foot. That rough is probably 2 inches. This rough on the back nine is a little different, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention every single hole, but a little bit more premium is going to be required on your skills out of the rough. And again, another, oh my gosh, I remember this hole. Goes out, then dog legs out to the left, kind of going away from us. So from this tee box, you're really going to have to hit something about 250 to 270-ish yards, but you've got to curve it right to left to shorten the hole. From this point, right, the farther right you hit it, of course, the longer the distance into the green. But man, look at the chute you got to come out. Whoop! Better hit it right down that line. But this green is very healthy. It's doing really well. Very pleased. Very pleased. I'm going to skip ahead to number 18, but I'll include some pictures of 16 and 17. And finally, 18, you can see the layout there. You've got to cross the water once, but then it's all down that right-hand side. So look at this bad mamma jamma. Little intimidating, I guess. Where do you decide how much you're going to bite off? Here, 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 here. Better make the right choice. Looking back across back to the tee box there, We've successfully navigated our tee shot. Now we've got this shot into this green. We're at about 220. If you hit it longer than that, you might have a shorter shot in, but you still have all this water down here to the right to tend with. So you have to keep your shot to the left. And as a matter of fact, you've got to keep your second shot layup over here because this is rough. If you successfully navigate the 18th fairway, the tee shot and then the layup, which that layup's going to put you right back over in here, and we have this nice huge green. Quality finishing hole, fair but demanding here at Highland Creek. All in all, good day. I enjoyed my time out here. I want to say thanks to Dean and Dale and David for having me out. Take a look at the golf course and show it to you. I know for me, I like to see the golf course before I go out. I don't want to take my time off and go play a golf course and find out the day of that it's not in good shape. So I like shooting these videos so you guys can see what the golf course looks like. As you can see from the video that I shot today, the golf course is in really good condition. From tee to fairway to green, the playing conditions of the golf course are really, really, really good. It's one of the, if not the only, bent grass public golf course in Charlotte. But then also the perimeter of the golf course, they've done a lot of work. So the golf course is very clean. It's not a lot of, as a matter of fact, I didn't see any areas that had weed. There's going to be some work probably over the winter on some drainage areas, but other than that, creeks were maintained, edges of the ponds were maintained, weeds have been sprayed out, grass along the cart paths around the tees and around the greens. I didn't see any worn out areas or traction areas to speak of. So all in all, I have to give Highland Creek a great score. I encourage you, book a tee time. I can't wait to get mine booked. I can't wait to come out and play the golf course. You can get those times booked at charlottegolf.com. Remember, the rates are 50, 55, and 60. Great day out here at Highland Creek. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until the next time, my friends, hit it long and hit it straight.